Hey folks, Adam here. Decided to knock out this damn Genesis collection video. It's been like a albatross hanging around my neck since I decided I was going to ask y'all what to do. That's why I usually don't plan ahead when I do videos, because I usually get sidetracked and then I don't end up doing them. Still got a few on the shelf. I got most of them here. I figured I'd start off and then we'll get rolling. We'll see how we're going to do this. I'll try to, like I said, tell you what I had when I was a kid and what I've held on to, and then what I've bought since, and maybe if I remember where I got it. First off, I got a couple loose cards. I got more loose cards than this, but these are the ones I'm going to show because they're out. The first one is Virtua Racing. I'd still like to get this in the box, but you know, I was watching, I think Emmett 12 Bird was the first time I heard about the SVP chip, and he was talking about this game, and I just picked up a loose one when it was cheap sometime. I don't even remember what it cost. Second loose we have out is the Adventures of Fantastic Dizzy. I think I got that for a few bucks. I've seen this at Vintage Stock as well for, you know, $3 to $5, but I think I got it from Flea Mart, from the dude that usually overcharges for everything. I got this a while back. You all probably remember it, Exile. I haven't even stuck this in my machine. Complete. It's in good shape. I don't really even know what it's about. It kind of looks like a little bit of a side-scroller RPG type of thing. I don't know. Trying not to get too much glare on it. So, that's one. The classic Wheel of Fortune for the Genesis. Game only. I don't know which one of these, which ones of these are complete and which ones aren't actually. I do keep track, but I don't know offhand. I keep it on a inventory sheet, which is easier. I know this one doesn't have the directions either. World of Illusion, I'd still like to pick up a copy that's got directions. It's got a poster in here with it. It's funny because I've ran across 4 or 5 copies of this game, and every time I run across it, none of them have ever had directions. So I had a couple of them. I think I traded one off or gave one to somebody or something. Ooh, here's a stellar title. Andretti Racing, Mario Andretti, EA Sports. I'm not a huge sports guy, or racing for that matter. I think I bought this for the case, and then I realized it was one of these big cart jobs, and I couldn't use it, use the case, so I just kind of was stuck with it. So, no directions. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I even looked in there and was like, I don't care if it's got the directions because I'm not not going to keep it anyway. So, next game, we got Donald Duck Quack Shot here. Don't know if I've ever played this one, but, ooh, a complete one. You're kind of seeing them as I'm seeing them here as far as the complete or not. The directions look to be in pretty good shape. I love these the older boxes before they did the kind of the styling with the red stripes down the side. I always like these original kind of black grid pattern boxes, and so I always try to pick them up when I can if I see them, and they're a reasonable price. I just don't pick up loose cart stuff for the Genesis that often because it's just it's not worth it to me. I just don't want to store them. I'd rather have the cases. Here's a couple. I know I picked these up at the pawn shop. The first one is Strider. I got at the pawn shop. I think it was $2. I had a loose cart of this, and I think I still have a second copy that's loose, but it had the directions, and so I went ahead and picked it up because it was complete. So, Strider, that's kind of a necessary game. Here's another necessary title. My battery's shitting out, sorry. Next game, Altered Beast. This was another one that I had a loose card of, and like I said, I found these at the not thrift store, pawn shop for $2 each, I think, and went in and picked that up. So that's cool. That's like an essential title too for Genesis owners. I'm gonna swap the battery, folks. I'll be back in just a second. Hang on, and you'll be instant cut for you. So, all right, Sega fans, we're back. That was 9 games, 7 in box, and I don't know. I think 3 or 4 of them had the directions. Next game here, I traded Goomba for 8-bit Goomba for this one, King Sam, and I just like the box art. I thought it was cool. He was trading off some stuff back when I got those Saturn games and stuff for him. I think this was one of the things that I got from him. Instructions are a little bit curled, but they're not folded. They don't have a crease in them or anything. A little salmon fishing. So I don't know. I like the color of that box, and I thought that was hilarious artwork. I'd never heard of it before he was trading it. So next one, Rocket Knight Adventures. This one's pretty cool. I've played this before, but I haven't played it in a while. This one's complete too. You get the obligatory curling of the edges of the instruction book, but it's not too bad. At least it's got the book. And Rocket Knight, pretty cool game. I think I got that at Vintage Stock. Here's another one I got at Vintage Stock. This one does not have the directions. Booger Man, a pick and flick adventure. The cart is in awesome shape, but it's missing the directions, so I was kind of bummed. But someday we'll maybe find a copy that's got some directions that, maybe isn't in the greatest of shape or whatever, and we'll have a good copy to put it in. Next game, RoboCop versus Terminator. Not sure if I picked this up at the Vintage Stock at a flea mart, but it's complete. What's back there? I did get it at Vintage Stock because I saved the receipt. RoboCop vs. Terminator. I think this came out for multiple systems back in the day. I don't really remember playing it back then, but I have it now. Okay, on the next batch, I'm trying to kind of weed through them as I'm going here because I want to kind of show the ones I had when I was a kid last. Jurassic Park. This is not Rampage Edition. I do have the Rampage Edition, but it's like a loose cart copy. Jurassic Park. Complete. Seems like a lot of times anymore I'm so damn lazy. I've got my, collection on the shelf, and I end up playing the actual games on an emulator or on my Xbox, modded Xbox. Next game, Aladdin for the Genesis. I think this was a thrift store special. It was either thrift store or Vintage Stock. It wasn't flea mart for sure. I just think for some reason I seem to remember wiping grease pencil off of this sucker, so it makes me think it was that one thrift store. I keep saying in between each game. Do you like that? This one's awesome. Spider-Man. I wanted this one for a long time, and I kept finding loose cart copies, and then finally Vintage Stock had one that was complete. It is missing the hang tab, but this one's in great shape. Even the book, the corners of the pages on the manual are in great shape. This edge where you usually get wear on the label is in awesome shape. So Spider-Man. So I was glad to find that. Next game, Crew Ball. I got this one at Vintage Stock for sure. Yeah, the receipt's still in there. When did I get this? September 4th of last year. Picked it up. Instruction booklet's a little bit small. It doesn't sit in there real well, but It's the original game and instructions, and I don't think I even played this one when I got it. To even, well, I take that back. Most everything when I buy it, I'll stick it in a machine to test it. I've gotten real lazy recently and haven't even been doing that. But Crew Ball. My cousin gave me this one for my birthday this year, actually. You may remember Justice League Heroes, or Justice League Task Force. Why did I say Heroes? I know they made a Justice. I think they made Justice League Heroes for the PS2 and Xbox. This is that fighting game, but it's in minty shape. It's nice. The instructions are in great shape, so that one's cool. Um, Next game, I got this one at the pawn shop for sure. I remember Mortal Kombat 3 for the Genesis. I had Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3 for the Super NES, the Super Nintendo, and I have. You'll see the Mortal Kombat for the Genesis here, but I didn't have 3. I only had 1 and 2, and happened to find this one for a few bucks at the pawn shop, and it was in good shape. The case isn't in the greatest of shape. It's got some, like, little rips in it or whatever, but the actual artwork and the manual and game and everything are in great shape, so not that worried about it. Next game, I think this one's missing the directions. Ghouls and Ghosts. I think it's just cart only and box. But like I said, I'm good with that. Usually I won't even buy them cart only unless they have a really good label on the game, because I'm like, I can find this game somewhere else if I really look for it or really want it. I think I'm trying to remember what's what here as far as what I've had from when I was a kid. Lion King, I think this was a thrift store special. It may have been a vintage stock game. We did a Lion King comparison between the Super Nintendo and the Genesis version. I think this may have been a vintage stock one based on the case, because usually if people trade them off to the thrift store, they don't put them in the universal case. Here's a classic fighting game, Pit Fighter. Some people hate this game. I actually still enjoy it. Maybe it's because it is cheesy, but I do enjoy it. I don't know if it's complete or not. Oh, it is. Cool. Tenjin game. Hey, probably another vintage stock buy. If I don't know where I got it, if I can't remember right offhand, I probably got it at vintage stock. Olympic Winter Games. No clue where I got this. What's this? The reg card. I don't know where I got this at all. I can't think. It's just some Olympic Games. I like the artwork on the case, mainly. I'm sure it's not a stellar title. Let's see. I picked this up at vintage stock. Zero Tolerance for the Jenny. It's weird. It's got that little bitty edge on the logo. I think this was a rail shooter. I don't know if they had a lot of rail shooters for the Genesis. I don't think they really did. But it's got the instruction booklet and everything. It's in good shape. This one's cart and box only. Comic Zone. Comic Zone's one of those that I was kind of already on to the PS1 at this point when Comic Zone came out. It came out kind of late in the Genesis lifespan, and it's a good game, but I was kind of already on to the PS1, and I wasn't really collecting for the Genesis anymore. Let's go with these box games here. Vector Man. I hate the cardboard boxes. Vector Man in the box. It does have the directions. This has got kind of a gold foil sheen kind of look to it. Yeah, I'll slide it out while you see it. There it is. Yeah. Yahoo! Vector Man. Vector Man's actually a pretty cool game. But, I thought it was underrated. I don't think it got enough actual play, kind of recognition. Vector Man 2 as well. Good shape. It's the same deal. It's in there. It's got the directions and everything. I might have got those at the same time, actually, um, which is kind of cool. This is something I really don't care for, but this may be the only one I actually have. Mega Hits, X-Men 2, Clone Wars. This is the only version I've ever been able to find out in the wild in the box was this one, and it's a Mega Hits, but, sometimes you eat the bar, and sometimes the bar, why, he eats you, to quote a movie. Yeah, the directions are in there. Let's see. I'm moving pretty quick, I think. I don't know. I had to start over the one time, so. Arch Rivals. I got this at Flea Mart from a guy that only wanted a couple bucks for it. It's in good shape. Not too long ago. This beat up ass copy of Sonic the Hedgehog is one of the first games I ever had. It didn't come with my system, even though it's a not for resale. It was my cousin's version, and their Genesis eventually broke, and I had just gotten mine, and they kind of just said, "Here, you can have this system," and they gave me this game with it. Even I think I got some controllers and a AC adapter or something out of the deal, but it's pretty worked, watermarked and shit along the edge and stuff. But I keep it because it was one of the first games I ever had. And since we showed that piece of crap, Sonic the Hedgehog in good shape, retail copy, not a not for sale copy. I definitely got this one at vintage stock. It's got the directions and an awesome looking cart. It's in good shape, and it doesn't say not for resale on that bad boy. So I'm still on the lookout for a not for a retail Sonic 2 that's not beat to hell. I do have Sonic 2, but it came with my Model 2 when I bought it, and that was the first game I ever got. So next game. Green Dog, the beach surfer dude. I have no clue what this really is. I picked it up on the cheap somewhere, and it's a black grid box. And so we picked it up. We're moving along, not too slowly. Here we go. Tasmania, another black grid box in good shape. Card only for Taz. But it's in good shape. Tasmania. These Warner Brothers games and the Disney games were pretty awesome for the Genesis. Can't go wrong picking those up whenever you see them. So this was a favorite of mine on the regular 8-bit Nintendo, and this is kind of the sequel to that game. It's Double Dribble, the playoff edition. It's kind of like a Double Dribble 2. It's basically like a reworking with better graphics, but it's complete and it's in good shape. Double Dribble was the first game I ever bought for the Nintendo when I was a kid. So, hold on a second. Alright, back again. We've done that many. I don't have a clue how many it is. It's more than half, though, so we're getting there. Next group we're gonna keep rolling here. Next pickup, Super Street Fighter 2. I'm pretty sure this was bought at the flea mart. I have Super Street Fighter 2 for the Super Nintendo as well. That's why I don't think I picked this up when I was a kid, and I don't think I picked it up unless it was cheap because I already had it on the Super Nintendo. But it's got the directions. They're a little dog-eared down here. It's been folded a little bit, but they're complete. The cover's not ripped off of them or anything. And Super Street Fighters, when they added Cammy and T-Hawk and uh, the other guy, the DJ or whoever, and Fei Long. That was when they added the new players. So I remember buying that when I was a kid. Next one, Maximum Carnage. I remember renting this when I was a kid and playing it quite a bit. I also thought it was cool because it had the red cartridge. Maximum Carnage. I do like most Spider-Man games, so it was a good pickup. It's got a little flaw in the label there, but, you know, it's in pretty good shape. I could actually probably pick up a loose cart maybe in a little better shape to replace that one. You guys are probably like, what in the hell are you talking about? There's a little bitty mark on the label and it's worn in a little spot, but I'm just overly fussy sometimes. Look how dusty that shelf is. I need to dust that sucker out before I even put anything back on it. Alright, keep rolling. I picked this up on accident, but it does work in my Model 1 Genesis anyway, and that's a Mega Drive game. It's Columns. I thought it was a Genesis. It is the PAL Genesis version, but I didn't think it was going to work when I got it home because I was like, Mega Drive? I got this at Vintage Stock. I didn't realize until I got it home. It had a Sega sticker on the side, but that it was a Mega Drive game. But the manual and the game are in here, and it does work, at least in the Model 1 Genesis, which is cool, because, you know, it kind of suck if it didn't work, but it does, so no big deal. Paperboy, can't go wrong with Paperboy. Love that artwork on the box. Are we complete? Yes, we are. Looks like maybe the instructions were a little bit rolled, so I put them in there upside down. But complete. Paperboy. If you haven't played Paperboy, I'd be surprised because it's been on multiple platforms. Okay. Next game. Alien 3. The Alien games were always pretty cool. This is a side-scroller. I think you're playing as Ripley, of course. I remember playing the Aliens arcade game. That was one of my favorites. The MAME emulators. A good way to play that. Got a poster in here. And the game and the instructions. So it's in good shape. I don't know what that poster is exactly, but I'm not going to take the time to take it out right now. Arena, I know, made the first Mortal Kombat game, at least for the Genesis. I don't know about the Super Nintendo. I can't think offhand. Next game, Twin Cobra. I think I bought this because it is in the black grid style. I'm not overly thrilled with shooters or helicopter games, but it's complete. I think this was one of those pawn shop dealies too, like the Altered Beast and the other one. Let me see here. Okay. Phantasy Star 2. I ordered this. Well, did I order it? No, this is not the one I ordered. I got this one off the, I don't know. I got this one from Amazon, I'm pretty sure. I thought it was going to be complete, and I think the guy even listed it as such. But when it came, all it had in it was a map. It didn't have the actual directions. So I've got this map for Phantasy Star 2, and then the game, the actual edge of the game is a little bit worn. So I'm always on the lookout for maybe a better copy of Phantasy Star 2. Never beat it. The only Phantasy Star game that I have beaten is 4, Phantasy Star 4. And we'll get to that in a minute. Next game, a great game, Road Rash 3. I thought the third one was the best one next to the Sega CD version when I was a kid. And it looks to be complete. I don't know, there's something about these big cartridges when I was a kid. I had never really dug them. I don't know if I was OCD or what, but just had I wanted all the cartridges to be the same shape and you know, the boxes to be more uniform and stuff. I didn't like any off, you know, cardboard boxes or anything like that when I was a kid. Now I don't care, but back then I was weird like that. So I don't think I ever owned this when I was a kid, but I did have the Sega CD version. Next one, Batman Returns. And he returns complete. Awesome. This is not the same as Batman Returns on the Super Nintendo, which is odd. I mean, it's a different type of game. The Batman Returns on the Super Nintendo is more like a beat 'em up thing, and this one's more like a side scroller. Timeout.